Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 16th December 2023. So first of all, we are going to see PDF of Delhi edition of The Hindu, and we are going to pick out which are the articles important from our examination point of view. And later on, we are going to see in how many perspectives we can think about that topic and how can we connect one subject with another subject. So this interlink of subjects from one subject to another subject, that will be very important for improving of your think process. Okay, thinking process will be improved. So if you are focusing on different perspectives, and even that different perspectives is also very much helpful to write a very good answer in your mains, and even that process is also helpful to clear your prelims, and even that will also helpful to answer questions in your interview. So this method of reading is very important, and especially students who are beginners, so they are not reading current affairs in a correct manner, and even they don't understand what are the issues, and many students they will be facing this issue and reading each word by word which is given in the articles and writing each word by word is not at all a correct process of reading current affairs. So in this Rathods IAS Academy, we are going to teach you how to connect a topic with one subject to another subject, and what you have to read from that subject, and how can you write a good answer. And I will be also explaining how question will be asked in your UPSC prelims and as well as mains. So if you are watching our analysis, so please do watch consistently, and I am getting good number of replies from the students. You are giving your names and as well as states. So please continue that exercise daily, so that I will be watching your attendance. And one important thing I have to say is always consistency is key. Okay, so you have to read consistently till you achieve your goal. Okay, so please let me know how many of you are consistent, how many of you are serious aspirants. Please let me know in the comment box. Okay, so this is the front page of Delhi edition of Hindu. So first article is Protest Rock Parliament Over Security Breach Row. So as you all know that, so yellow smoke canisters, they used by some people. Okay, so because of this we can say there is security breach happened. So because of this security breach, now the protests they are going on in the parliament. So here you have to know about some important rules of Lok Sabha. Okay, so that's it. And even you have to see about Unlawful Activities Prevention Act, because that people who were accused here, so they were accused under this IPC and as well as they were accused under this UAPA. So you have to know about Unlawful Activities Prevention Act and even IPC different sections, and what is a security breach, and what are the rules of House, rules of Lok Sabha. Okay, so this is very, very important. And we can connect this topic with polity, which comes under GS paper 2. And even we can connect this topic in internal security. So this internal security comes under part of GS paper 3. So in these two dimensions we can connect this topic. So that's all. And next topic is India's exports dipped 2.83% in month of November. So in November there is decreasing of exports of India, that is to 2.83%. So here you have to see what is this mercantile trade. So why we need imports and exports? So actually every country is not self-sufficient. Even if you go back to the theory of ethics, okay, ethics, Plato says that. So I think you might have read about this Western philosophers or Western thinkers. So in that one person is Plato. So Plato, he was disciple of Socrates. He says that family is a nucleus. Okay, he says that family is a nucleus, but this family which is not enough, okay, to serve all its needs. So because of this, we have to unite families and they will form a state. So state is very responsible or very important for the needs of the families. So in the same way here, if you're talking about trade, if you're taking a country, so this is country 1. So whatever the resources which is present with this country is not enough. Okay, it is not enough. So for especially for the needs of the people of the country, so everyone will be having different needs according to the society they are living, according to the region they are living, according to the religion they are belonging to, etc. So to satisfy all the needs of the people, yes, we have to bring some items from the other countries. That will constitute imports. Okay, that will constitute imports. And because of imports, yes, we are getting the items from other countries, goods and services from other countries. In the same way, other countries are not self-sufficient. So we have to give some goods and services that will come as exports. So always if you are talking about trade which includes two important components. So trade which includes two important components. So one will be imports and second one will be exports. So we have imports and exports, they constitute under this merchandise trade. So here again we have to see like two important concepts regarding this trade. So we are talking about imports and exports. Sometimes imports will be more compared to that of exports. So what is this condition called as? So it is called as trade deficit. Trade deficit is a condition whenever imports are more compared to that of exports. And when exports are more compared to that of imports, so this condition is called as trade surplus. So with which countries we are having this trade deficit? For example, dragon country China. So with China we are having this trade deficit. And with which country we have this trade surplus? We have US. Okay, so here you have to see about which are the items constitute under this exports of our country and to which countries we are exporting. Like which are the top 10 countries where high amount of Indian exports are going. So these are the things that you have to remember, and this is based on economy. And one more important perspective you can think is, so what will be the impact? So whenever there is decreasing of exports, what will be the impact on our economy? So all these things are very important. Clear? So this is about this first page. If you have any doubts, so please let me know your doubt also, so that either if time permits I will be giving you the reply in the comment box, or else I will be taking your doubt in the next class. So this is the first front page. So now let us see the city page, because I am taking Delhi edition. So these are the news of Delhi. Here you can see Delhi's green cover rose to 23.6% since Aam Aadmi Party came into power. So we are not talking about which party came and which party came up with this afforestation, everything. So we don't want that. So here if you are talking about urban forestry, so if you are talking about urban forestry, so we are using one Japanese technique that is called as Miyawaki. So Miyawaki technique is a technique which used for urban forestation, and this technique we took from Japan. So actually regarding this Miyawaki, already question asked in UPSC. So Miyawaki is seen recently in news. What it is related to? It is urban forestry method. Okay, so here you have to know about what is the need of green cover. So what is the impact if we are increasing this green cover? Okay, so this article is important from your environment and ecology and even from your geography point of view. And next topic is MLA lad funds raised to 7 crore, Minister tells Delhi Assembly. So here we have a scheme called as MP lad scheme. And next one is MLA lad scheme. So this scheme, it is about funding. So government will be giving the funds to MLAs and as well as MPs. So they have to develop their constituencies. Okay, it is regarding development of constituencies. So here you have to know about these two schemes, like what is MLA lad scheme and as well as MP lad scheme. So this article is important from your governance point of view. So this scheme is very important, and this governance which comes in a GS paper too. So whenever you are seeing any scheme in the news, so there is a chance of getting question in your prelims and as well as in your mains. So in mains you can get analysis based question like what is that scheme, what are the outcomes, what is significance, what are the advantages, disadvantages, challenges, all these things that you have to think from mains point of view. But from prelims you have to know what is that scheme, so which ministry is implementing that scheme, so whatever that funds, if they are not used, so they will be lapsed or they will be carrying on to the next year. So all these things that you have to remember from this schemes. Okay, so these are the two important articles from this page. And most of the articles from now onwards, they are political articles. So there is no need of reading political articles. So I found very less important articles from our examination point of view in today's newspaper. You can move on to editorial page directly. Yes, this is a first editorial which talks about hydrology of Chennai. So recently, because of cyclone Mekong, that led to heavy rainfall and floods in Chennai. So please let me know how many of you faced this floods of Chennai. So actually one of our student Nalamai, she had been struck in this floods in Chennai, and because of this floods in Chennai, so there was no power, no internet. So because of that, she was unable to attend even live class of mains answer writing, and she personally texted me that there is no availability of power and as well as internet later on. So because of that reason, I didn't attend the class. So please let me know how many of you faced this flood like situation in Chennai, because I know that good chunk of students, you are watching this analysis, you are from Tamil Nadu. Okay, please let me know. So how you faced this cyclone, and from government side, what are the steps they had been taken. Okay, so this article is very important, and you have to connect this topic with urban floods. We can connect this topic with urban floods. You have to see what are the causes and what is the impact and what is the way forward. Okay, so this topic is important from your mains point of view, and this article is political article, so don't read that. And next topic is a time-honored connect that will help bridge the Gulf. So this article is talking about importance of Oman. So I want to give you homework, students. So please open your atlas and see where is this Oman is located and which are the countries sharing boundary. And you have to see what is this Gulf Cooperation Council and the members of this Gulf Cooperation Council. That is important from your prelims. And from mains point of view, you have to see India Oman relations. So this paragraph is very important till here. Okay, so that is about this topic, and this Oman topic is important from your GS paper 2 under international relations. And you no need of reading this ground zero. And this page also, most of the articles are political articles. Yes, you can see here one article, that is Collegium yet to propose names for 201 vacancies. So here you have to see Supreme Court and High Court judges appointment process and transfer of judges. Okay, so what is the eligibility? You can see what is the eligibility. And next one is what is this collegium system. And you can see like first judge case, second judge case. So what is this even NJAC Act? So why it has been struck down by Supreme Court? Why it is null and void, which said by Supreme Court? So all these things are very important. And here you can connect one more topic, is what will be the impact if there is delay in the filling of vacancies. So already we are facing a problem, that is increasing of pendency of cases. So if there is still vacancies are there, means that will further affects decision making process and even justice delivery process. So as you all know that justice delayed is justice denied. So we are not going to ensure this justice to the poor people. Okay, so because of this we need to take some urgent steps to fulfill these vacancies as soon as possible to improve this justice delivery process. Okay, so this is about this topic and it is important from your polity, which comes in a GS paper too, and there is a chance of getting both prelims and mains based question. Clear? So this is about this article in this page. See, most of the articles are political articles. Yeah, here you can see one interesting article. It is about Dusra. So Dusra is a mobile number app. It is a virtual mobile number app, Dusra. So actually now Department of Telecommunication, that is DOT, has issued an order essentially halting the operation of this Dusra app completely. So Dusra is nothing but it will tell about the spam messages and as well as spam number calls. Okay, so that's it. So one more thing here is Netflix stopped streaming uncut Indian films globally. So there is an issue which is going on in this OTT platforms. You have to see that. Yeah, in this business page you can see same article, that is exports are decreasing and trade deficit is narrowing as imports fall faster. So on one side imports are also decreasing and exports are also decreasing. So we can see there is a decreasing of trade deficit. And next topic is India-UK FTA talks on last leg, says Comments Secretary. So we are waiting for this FTA, free trade agreement between India and UK, and it said that it is in the last and final stages. So we have to see what will be the advantages of this FTA. And before that you have to understand what is the meaning of this free trade agreement. Okay, so this is very important. And these are some important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. And now we are going to see notes. And if you are the students who want notes of this class, you can download the notes directly, which is provided in the Telegram channel. So for that you need to join the Telegram channel. So link is given in description box. Don't forget to join. So first topic, it is about exports. Okay, first topic, it is about exports. So as I said, this topic is important from solely economy point of view, which comes under GS paper 3. And this topic is important from prelims and as well as mains point of view. Okay. So if you see context, it says that India's goods exports slipped back to the contraction, and we can see there is drop of 2.83% in November to $33.9 billion. So actually we can see that there is declining of our exports of around 2.83%, and it contributes around $33.9 billion. Okay, so it had been fell by 4.33% to $54.48 billion. So there is decreasing of this exports. So because of this exports are decreasing, and on the other side we are importing the things, so there is increasing of trade deficit. There is increasing of trade deficit for November, and it eased sharply beyond expectations to 20.58 billion from the all-time high of 29.91 billion recorded in October. So this article which says that yes, now there is increasing of trade deficit. Okay, so it is very high, all-time high, and if you are comparing with it of October also, it had been high. And exports they had recorded only in second upstick this year in October. So in this October, yes, somewhat there is increasing of exports, but now again in the month of November there is decreasing of exports. So we're talking about exports of India, top export items. So what are they? So we have some top export items like petroleum products, precious stones, drug formulations, biologicals, gold and other precious materials. So they are some important exported products or commodities. So India's merchandise exports are less compared to that of these imports. So always because of this we are facing this issue called as trade deficit. So if we're talking about imports of India, top imports, okay, we are getting like crude oil or crude petroleum, gold, petroleum products, coal, coke, okay, briquettes, and these are the some of the important items that we are importing. And India's service exports, they are more than the service imports. So India is doing good in the services, and there we are having trade surplus in this services. And India's net service surplus had been steadily declining. So if you are relating with the GDP year, so what are the contribution that is given by the sector, that service sector, it is declining. And India's service surplus finances are about 50% of merchandise deficit. And next one is top 10 export commodities. So what are the commodities that we are exporting to other countries? So you need to know that, right? So first one is petroleum products. So we are importing the raw and we are going for processing in India, and we are exporting petroleum products, and especially pearls, precious and semi-precious stones, drug formulations, biologicals, gold and other precious metal jewelry, iron and steel, electric machinery and equipment, organic chemicals, cotton including accessories, and motor vehicles or cars, and marine products. So these are the 10 important top export commodities. And apart from that, we have to see like which countries we are exporting. So first and the foremost thing here is USA. Next one is UAE, China, Hong Kong, Singapore, UK, Netherlands, Germany, Bangladesh, and as well as Nepal. So these are the top 10 countries to which India is exporting the goods. And now let us see next topic. It is about Chennai's hydrology. So it is talking about recent urban floods in Chennai. So we are going to focus on what is urban floods. So what are the causes? So what are the impacts and what can be done in the future? So we talk about urban floods. It is nothing but submergence. Submergence of usually dry areas by the large amount of water that comes from the sudden excessive rainfall, and as well as overflowing of river or lake, even because of melting of snow. So exceptionally we are having a high tide. So in these times here, whenever there is a submergence of usually dry areas with this water, okay, so this is called as urban floods. So what are the causes? The first one is we have some meteorological factors. So meteorological factors means whenever we are having a very heavy rain, or whenever there is cyclone is happened, so we can't stop that, right? So because of the cyclones and because of this heavy rainfall and thunderstorms, they will bring very huge rainfall. And this one is hydrological factors. So urban flood risk arises when surface runoff is greater than infiltration rate. So amount of water which is sinking into the ground is less. Okay, so because of this the floods will be seen, and we can see there is low infiltration rate. And next one is factors which are impacting this infiltration rate, or so type of soil, whether that soil is absorbing amount of water or not, whether it is having the long water holding capacity or not. So the type of soil is very important, and the water retention capacities of the soil, and even vegetation cover. So vegetation cover is very important because, so if you are having a trees there, so they will be having the good root system into the ground, so that what happens, so even with it can withhold, okay, in the floods region. So urbanization reduces the rate of infiltration because now we are going for building of roads, for example cement road, and as well as for example damar road, etc. So because of this what happened, that will reduces infiltration, and even that will also having the lack of vegetation cover. We are going for cutting down of trees, and we are going for laying of these roads. And next one is anthropogenic or human factors. Urbanization which had led to encroachments on water bodies. Okay, so by the night, okay, within 1 week, if you have seen a lake today, so after by 1 week to 10 days you can't see the lake, so everything, the land will be leveled. Okay, so because of this encroachment of this water bodies and construction of the beds of rivers or rivulets and lakes, so this is one important reason. And next one is, so whenever you are going for these encroachments, that will obstruct the natural flow of water, and consequently such areas are inundated with water during heavy rainfall. Okay, so we have to obstruct. So whenever the natural flow of water is there, so whenever it is obstructing, then that will also causes floods. Okay, so this is about this causes. And now let us see the next one, that is impacts. So what will be the impacts? So what happens if there is a floods? Economic loss. Yes, because of this heavy rainfall and floods, damage to critical infrastructure, okay, that will impact both at the national level and at the state level. For example, 2005 flood in Mumbai, that led to disruption of operations of stock exchanges, and that led to shutdown, and finally financial services, resulting in the loss which is exceeding like $100 million because of this Mumbai floods. And even because of this floods, that will have impact on daily life activities. Okay, so disruption in the daily life activities. For example, children they will not go to schools, and even schools are not providing education. Okay, and even people they do not have some basic essentials, like there will be no food, no drinking water, no medicines, and even there is a high risk of violence against women, okay, during this disaster. So here this is about impact on daily life activities. And next one is there is also impact on livelihood. So for example, lower income groups, they are having a major challenge, that is how to get the livelihood. So that is directly affected by the urban floods. The urban poor, they are more risk because in the most cases the slums in which they live, they are most vulnerable to urban floods. Okay, especially the people who are living in the slum areas, in the urban areas, so they are most vulnerable to this urban floods. And this one is that will also have some impact on the life and as well as property. So extreme events, they cause a great loss to the loss of life and even loss of property as well. And next one here is serious health risk. So whenever the water has been contaminated, so that will lead to the epidemics, some easily communicable diseases, and even you can see that this water, whenever it is accumulated, that will act as a breeding sites for these mosquitoes, and that will also lead to increasing of mosquito borne diseases cases in that region. And next important one here is, so even whenever there is a toxic chemicals and untreated sewage, so whenever they are mixing with the water, that will causes impact on the general public health, and even there is no proper water supply, and the spread of infection post flood event is the one of the serious impact that we are going to see. And what can be done? So what is the way forward? So if you see way forward, the first one here is, so we need to come up with water sensitive urban design. So we need to focus on water sensitive urban design, and we have to go for planning techniques. So planning techniques are very critical now. And next one is vulnerability analysis and risk assessments. They should be mandatory. So here we have to focus on vulnerability analysis and risk assessment. They should be mandatory in city master plans. In city master plans, they are very important. And we need to also focus on a comprehensive database. So we need to have a comprehensive database on all wetlands and water bodies in urban areas. So whenever we are having database, so before any floods like situation, when we are having the proper early warning systems, so we can focus on these protected areas, or rivers, lakes and other water channels, and we can free them from encroachments. And even next one is floodplains and natural water bodies. They must be restored. Okay, and even we can use the concept of China, that is sponge cities. So sponge cities is nothing but whenever water is there, that have to be sink into the water. So sink into the soil. Okay, so in this way we can solve the problem of urban flooding. And I want to give you a mains question today. So question is, India's urban planning machinery is not evolved at the rate of urbanization. Provide appropriate arguments to support the statement. So the statement is given that India's urban planning machinery has not evolved at the rate of urbanization. So we can't give any comment on this because it is the right statement according to the question. So because of this statement here, you have to give some arguments like, so yes, how this machinery or planning is not adequate to address the issues of urban flooding. So this is the question, and try to write answer for this question. Yeah, don't forget. And next topic, it is about Oman and India relations. So whenever you are seeing any country is in news, you have to see the map. And I am giving you the homework of seeing the map. Okay, open your atlas and see the map of Oman. And let me know which are the countries sharing boundary with Oman, and which are the water bodies which are present very much near to this Oman. Okay, so why it is in news? The Sultan of Oman, he is to visit India. Okay, so he is going to visit India from December 16th. So on today, so Oman's Oman Sultan is going to visit India. And next one is, here in this meet here, they are going to have landmark key agreements. So they want to sign some agreements. Those agreements are regarding trade, regarding defense, security. Okay, so in this way I can say it is a milestone in diplomatic relations between India and Oman. So actually, why Oman is important for India? Because of the strategic location of Oman. So Oman is the closest neighbor to India in Arabian Gulf region. So it is present in the Gulf region. So actually we are also, this Oman also having some important ports, because it is having a coastline with the Gulf of Oman, and that is into the Persian Gulf and towards Gulf of Aden. So because of this Oman's location is very important for India, because it is present in a strategic location, because it is having open to this Gulf of Aden, Persian Gulf, and as well as Gulf of Oman. So along with Saudi Arabia, UAE, even Oman, which completes trio key, that is three key strategic partners of India from this Gulf region. So with which countries you are having the relation? That is UAE, Saudi, and now with Oman. So now let us see the strategic relationship between India and Oman. So Oman is a crucial pillar of India's West Asia policy, and we are engaging in the multiple fields, and we are coming up with more strategic plans or to shape our relationship in the next decades. And especially this India-Oman strategic partnership, it was signed during Prime Minister's Manmohan Singh visit to Oman in 2008. So in 2008 onwards, we are having this strategic relationship. And it is based on two important pillars. The first one is trust between the two countries, and even because of this shared interest. So because of this shared interest and because of this trust, so we are maintaining the relationship with Oman. So defense and security engagement, they are the key pillars of strategic partnership. Okay, and they are going to sign this memorandum of understanding, okay, in 2005. They already signed this memorandum of understanding in 2005 between India and Oman. And actually Oman, it is the first Gulf country with which all the three wings of Indian Defence Forces. So which are those three forces? You can say Indian Army, Indian Navy and Air Force. So these are the three wings of India's defence forces. So we had joint exercises with these India and Oman, with all these three defence forces. And next one is during Persian Gulf crisis which occurred in 2019. So Indian Navy launched Operation Sankalp. So Indian Navy came up with this Operation Sankalp to ensure safe passage of Indian flagged ship which most often operated in this coast of Oman. And even memorandum of understanding on Dakum port. Okay, it was one of the historical landmark agreement between India and Oman regarding this security cooperation. And they also started providing some basic facilities, and even we came up with Operation Turnaround. Okay, and we are focusing on logistic facilities regarding Indian naval ships. And also trade and commerce is also one of the important pillar of engagement between India and Oman. And if you see the trade here, it is around $12.388 billion. And even so, we are having more than 6,000 Oman-India joint ventures in Oman. So in this way also we are investing. And India is the second largest market for Oman's crude oil exports after China. So after China, India is the second largest market. And in October 2022, India and Oman, they launched a RuPay debit card in Oman. Okay, it is a key footprint of promoting digital public infrastructure in the world. And next one here is India and Oman, they are looking forward to increase engagement in some strategically important areas. For example, space cooperation. And recently we came up with this IMEC, that is India Middle East Europe connectivity. So here this project is to link India to Europe, and between we are connecting this West Asia also. So in this IMEEC, so here Oman plays a very important role, and India is trying to seek a very greater engagement in collaboration with West Asia, so where Oman is the important pillar. So actually we want to increase our engagement with Oman because Oman plays a very important for India because of the strategic location of Oman. And next topic is India-UK FTA talks on last, says Commerce Ministry. So this is article talking about FTA, that is India-UK FTA. So here you have to know about what is this FTA. So if you see context, it says that negotiation for India-UK free trade agreement, they are on a last leg. That means at the final stages. Okay, so they are at the final stages and being fast tracked to resolve few sticky issues. They want to resolve some issues between this India and UK regarding this free trade agreement. So both the parties, both the teams, they are partly negotiating physically over video conferencing, and even they are focusing on fast track basis so that what are the complex issues are there, so they can be resolved as soon as possible. So what is this free trade agreement? So this free trade agreement, it is a pact. It is a pact, it is between the two or more nations, and they are focusing to reduce the barriers to imports and exports. So whenever they want to come up with the trade, that is imports and exports, there should not be any barriers within the country. That is called as free trade agreement. And under this free trade policy, goods and services, they can be brought and sold across international borders with little or no government tariffs and quotas, subsidies or prohibitions to inhibit their exchange. And the concept of this free trade is opposite to the trade protectionism or economic isolationism. And next one is FTAs. They can be categorized as preferential trade agreement, and even they can be called as CEPA, that is comprehensive economic partnership agreement, and even comprehensive economic cooperation agreement. So this is about our news analysis today, and you already know that we launched this prelims booster course from Monday onwards. So we already launched it and it is a successful program, and till now admissions are going on. So if you are facing problem in clearing prelims, and if you want to get a proper guidance and mentor support for this prelims, and if you want to get a prelims test series and daily answer writing practice along with a perfect schedule, so please join this prelims booster course that we are offering in Rathods IAS Academy. And if you want to join, if you want to take admission, so you can call me or you can text me on this number 8074765513. Okay, even this is WhatsApp number and Telegram number, so you can text me on WhatsApp or Telegram, okay, so that you can get the admission into this prelims booster course. Okay, so that's all. And if you want to get the notes of this class, you can join the Telegram channel. The link is given in description box. And even the Telegram channel, I also posted schedule of this prelims booster course. So if you want to have a look, so please have a look of that. Okay. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. If you really like this class, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe to this Rathods IAS Academy. So thank you so much for watching.